the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. So, Master, the day of judgment in which we now live, Thee alone do we serve, and Thee alone seek for Thine help and aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path of those upon whom Thou hast bestowed Thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom Thy wrath hath brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard Thy teachings. Say here Allah is one God. Allah is He of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is He begotten, there is none like Him. And I bear witness that none is there to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is Thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We'd like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters who extended us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have Sister Samira Musin. We have Sister Alira Musin. We have the Rafiq family. We have Sister Badia Muhammad from Hawaii. We have Brother Minister Salim Bey from Oakland, California, and he's recovering in the hospital. He sent us the greetings from the hospital. We have Brother Mustafa and Sister Sharice Ali, and Sister Sharice's mother passed this week, so we want to extend our condolences to her. And we have Sister Patricia Muhammad from Chicago. I'd like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. We want to continue with which one will survive the war of Armageddon. And we also want to continue with our topic, Elijah Muhammad did not have more than one wife. And we want to establish the importance of the Muhammad Speaks newspaper during the time of the messenger, because this is another picture of Muhammad Ali, and he's holding up the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, and it says, Minister Muhammad Ali, as he addressed a mass meeting in New York City's Mosque of Islam number 7 on the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad concerning black politicians in America and other Islamic teachings, bringing a message much needed during these times. So you see him holding up a Muhammad Speaks, and the title was Warning Black Politicians. So he could use the Muhammad Speaks newspaper to teach on black politicians, coming straight from the messenger. And this is how Muslim ministers used to teach in the Nation of Islam. You could use the Muhammad Speaks, but because the Muhammad Speaks express the beliefs, opinions of the Muslims. So ministers use the Muhammad Speaks to teach from. Then we have another picture. This was Muhammad Ali in New York. This is a picture of Muhammad Ali in Florida. It says, continuing to point out the wisdom of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's predictions and pronouncements received from Allah himself, who came in the person of Master W. Farad Muhammad, Muslim minister Muhammad Ali makes use of a copy of Muhammad Speaks newspaper while addressing a Florida audience during a recent appearance. So once again, we see him using the Muhammad Speaks newspaper to teach the believers what the Muslims believe, and the Muslims' beliefs and opinions and positions. So this is October 11, 1963, Muhammad Speaks. And it has a picture of Malcolm X, Minister Lewis X of Boston, and I don't know who this brother is, but they holding up a blown up picture of the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. And under the picture it says, the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, presented in the form of a huge blown up of a page from Muhammad Speaks newspaper, occupies part of the speaker's platform during a huge outdoor rally sponsored by Muhammad's Mosque number 7 in New York City. Thousands attend the Harlem rally, were formalized with the teachings of the Messenger of Allah, and received first-hand reports of the struggle for freedom across the country. Minister Malcolm X Wright was among the principal speakers. So the Muhammad Speaks newspaper has the official position and beliefs of the Muslims. We want to establish that fact. So we can't just take lightly what was written in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. We can't act like, well, you know, that was for that time. No. The messengers ministers. He says, and our Savior has arrived. He says, I'm responsible for the message. He said, if I have 1,000, 100,000 ministers or something to that effect, he said they are only helping. So if they in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper writing articles, they only helping the messenger spread his message. So if in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper what ministers was saying, then they helping to spread the messenger's message. So we can't take lightly what was written in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper during the time of the messenger. So now we want to start with the December 4th, 1964 Muhammad Speaks newspaper. Because as I said last week, Minister Louis X's articles were used to defend the messenger against Malcolm's slander and his hypocrisy. It wasn't just his hypocrisy, it was slander. And the title of this article is Boston Minister Tells of Malcolm, Muhammad's Biggest Hypocrite. This is the title of the article. And it has an editor's note at the beginning of his article. The editor's note says, thousands of shocked black Americans have become deeply resentful of the shameful attempts by defectors and hypocrites Malcolm to slander and destroy the great Islamic leader, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who lifted him from obscurity and placed him in a position of national prominence and trust. The vicious slanders of this particular defector, while doomed to failure, have caused concern not only among the ranks of Muslims, but among many fair-minded non-Muslims. The divinely guided mission of Mr. Muhammad, however, has exposed the envy, jealousy, and emptiness of this defector, which has disgraced not only himself, but all those who have associated with him. Then it says the following objective article from Minister Lewis of Boston is printed in response to demands from a definitive statement on the acts of this particular character who has resorted to becoming an international hobo without home or followers. It is a lesson on how a slanderer and hypocrite becomes a victim of the traps he attempts to set for others. So this article, written by Louis X of Boston, was to defend the messenger because they saying that the stuff that Malcolm X is doing is causing confusion among Muslims and non-Muslims. So this article written by Louis X of Boston is one article, because there's several articles in the Muhammad Speaks from Louis X. But this particular article specifically says that it's in defense of the messenger and Malcolm's slander. So let's read some of the things that Louis X of Boston was saying about Malcolm. Because this article is actually like 5 pages long, and he has subtitles in the article breaking down the things Malcolm was doing. And one of the subtitles, it has Malcolm uses women. It says, just as Moslema, which he explained earlier in his article, was a hypocrite to Prophet Muhammad. This who this person is. He said, just as Moslema went around getting next to the women he once had strength to use for sweethearts, Malcolm has done the same with Lucille, Rosary, and Evelyn Williams. He would visit Chicago several days in advance and making an appearance there in order to call, converse, and lure around with Evelyn Williams, planning Muhammad's overthrow. This is what he's saying Evelyn and these other sisters was doing with Malcolm, planning the overthrow of the messenger. He said he tried to make her his special agent in getting other sisters to aid her and Lucille. So he's saying, Minister Louis X saying that Lucille, says that Evelyn was Malcolm's top agent to destroy the messenger. Then he says Malcolm made several calls to other sisters whom he thought were weak enough to side with him, but without avail. He writes from Mecca and sends greetings and messages from Egypt and other places to Muslim women in the mosque whom he thinks are weak with Muhammad and his leadership. He tries to use them, But most of them are not so weak, since the manifestation of Allah's backing of Muhammad's mission, that they will agree to cast themselves down from the respect of Muslims and Messenger Muhammad by following such an open and defeated hypocrite as Malcolm. This is what he said about these women. So why are we not saying that today? All praises due to Allah. Because we're not reading these articles to disrespect Louis Farrakhan. That's not our intention. But if this article was used to defend the messenger against these women and Malcolm, because we want to act like Malcolm just got it confused. And today how we explain it, like he thought they was just the babies of the messenger, but really they was his wives. That's how we explain it. Malcolm, he got it confused. You know, they was the wives of the messenger, but he was saying that it was their babies. But according to the Muhammad Speaks newspapers, Muslims was talking about these sisters. They was talking about the fact that the slander of accusing the messenger of having father and children other than Sister Clara. So according to the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, from his own words. So we're not trying to disrespect this brother. We just trying to represent the messenger the way he was represented when he was alive. Yes, and we want to go even further, because he has another subtitle called "To follow Malcolm is to be doomed." He said, if any Muslim, whether he be a imam or just a rich man, backed a fool like Malcolm is building a mosque, he would be a fool himself. Only those who wish to be led to hell or to their doom will follow Malcolm. The die is set, and Malcolm shall not escape, especially as after such evil, foolish talk about his benefactor Elijah Muhammad, and trying to rob him the divine glory which Allah has bestowed upon him. Such a man as Malcolm is worthy of death, and would have met with death if it had not been for Muhammad's confidence in Allah for victory over the enemies. This is Muslims during all this tiptoe through the tulip stuff. Muslims was talking about this brother is worthy of death. This is what they were saying to other Muslims around the country. So we can play games talking about the messenger said, leave Malcolm alone. No, the facts don't support that. I mean, I don't know what the messenger told them, but what they were saying in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. And when you look at the history of the nation, it don't look like they was leaving Malcolm alone. Malcolm was coming at the Muslims, and the Muslims was coming back at Malcolm. Them the facts. Because he talks about, in another subtitle, he says, Malcolm unsuccessful in building a mosque. And this just one article. It's a lot of subtitles he using, but this is just one article that he's writing in defense of the messenger against Malcolm. And it's called Malcolm Unsuccessful in Building a Mosque. He says Malcolm found himself unsuccessful in building a mosque in opposition to the beautiful mission and message of Muhammad. When Messenger Muhammad entered New York on June 28, 1964, though Malcolm tried to prevent his coming by putting out the threat of death against him. So this is what Malcolm was doing to the Muslims, threatening the death of the messenger. So what you think Muslims was doing or saying towards him? They would leave him alone when he threatening the death of the messenger. And this is back when the messenger was alive. Let's just be real. You think Muslims was just like, oh, well, let's just leave him alone? No. Then he said, out of the threat of death against him, hoping that his threats would keep Muhammad from fulfilling his promise of visiting New York, he showed the wisdom and strategy of a general leading a victorious, brave, and fearless army against the cowardly, hypocritical dog Malcolm. So he compared when the messenger went to New York, because it's also in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper when the messenger went to New York. Where is it at? Here it is. This was in the January 15th, 1965 Muhammad Speaks. And it says, Muhammad Speaks top stories of 1964. It says, Harlem hailed the messenger of Allah. And it's showing how the messenger went to New York and packed out the venue that they was at. After after Malcolm threatened to kill the messenger. Then they got, even in Louis X's article, one of the pages of his article, this December 4th, 1964, it says, "Life of Muhammad the Prophet, like that of Messenger Muhammad of today." It got a picture of the meeting that the messenger was in Harlem. It says, "The above scene takes of armory where all Harlem this year gave the Honorable Elijah Muhammad the greatest welcome given to a black leader, was the most shocking repudiation to threats and claims made by a disgraced hypocrite Malcolm Little." So they was going back at Malcolm. It wasn't like it was leave Malcolm alone. That's today's Islam, because the messenger is not as popular as he used to be. We don't have a lot of stuff to quote unquote brag about with the messenger. So we ashamed that the messenger did Malcolm like that, because Malcolm, he was this good guy because the lost files like Malcolm. But read the 1964 Muhammad Speaks newspaper, any of them, and listen to what Muslims were saying about it. They wasn't giving Malcolm no credit for nothing that he was saying. They was giving that credit to the messenger. They was talking about all praise is due to Allah. They was talking about how the messenger exalted Malcolm over all his ministers. Ministers was writing that, saying, "We seen how the messenger used to do you, giving you, the house you living in came from the messenger. The money you had came from the messenger." When the messenger was going to Mecca in 1959, Malcolm, out of his own mouth, talked about how the messenger was going first, but the messenger wanted to send Malcolm before he went. But Malcolm said he didn't want to go before the messenger. But the messenger loved Malcolm that much that he would send him to Mecca before he even went. That's how the messenger treated Malcolm. And that's how Muslims saw the messenger treat Malcolm. So when Malcolm was going before the public, talking about the messenger like he was talking about him, talking about his moral character, when he converted thousands of black people, cleaning thousands of black people up, yes, they hated Malcolm. And all praise is due to Allah. And they should have hated him. Muslims should hate Muslims today who turn hypocrite on the messenger and turn around and talk about his moral character. You should hate that person after you have experienced the good of Islam, and then you gonna go back and talk about the messenger talking about he had babies. Muslims today should hate that kind of Muslim. All praise is due to Allah. But brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I'll leave you as I came in the nation of Islam, reading words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Kind of hard to come up behind something like that. Brother Minister, thank you. Well, I like to say in the name of Allah, who came, the personal master Prophet Muhammad, the true and living God, we forever thank him. Great up in our midst, a divine leader, teacher, and guide, in the person of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. May the peace and blessings of Almighty God Allah be able to be upon him. I'm truly grateful on his coming and giving us the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, his last and greatest messenger. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to be here, bearing witness that there's no God but Allah, who came in the person of the Master Prophet Muhammad, and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was the last and greatest messenger. History repeats itself. The messenger said, the harvest is ripe, but the labors are few. And we as believers must remember that success does not depend on numbers. Success does not depend on numbers. And keep that in mind, because sometimes it might dampen your spirit a little bit if you let it, because it should be full. If not lost, found believers. If not lost, found believers. You say you believe, but nevertheless, we had a messenger on our side, and a God was backing him up, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we can go back and see where the messenger warned us. He was warning us about hypocrites, how they came in, disbelievers and fault finders and backbiters and rebellious ones, how they took the temple down from 417. It's a teaching and a learning in that for us, the believers. It can happen to us today, right here. It can happen. It can happen. You know, they get up from your table too much, they just walk right on out the door. See? But that's okay. You know, this is a learning. Whatever the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach us and tell us, there's something behind it. There's something that we can compare in the distant future. Because it's going to come back around, and when it does, we'll be able to handle it. See? 417 down to 7. Good people down to 7 having meetings in some of the believers' homes. They walk right on out, turn their back, cause problems. See? But that didn't stop it, did it? That didn't stop it. He was successful. Honorable Elijah Muhammad was successful, brothers and sisters. We're going to be successful. And we are successful. I don't care. He said, and you can see what he said. He said, if don't nobody sell a paper. See, he said he want a willing man. It's not just papers. It's our actions, our effort. We show forth how we believe in our action and what we do. See? He said you get an armful of them yourself. You go out there. He said, you know, brother minister, you know. Go on out there. Get an armful of them yourself. You know, you can get and talk to them, and you know how it goes. Don't hang your head down. See? Just remember that. Remember that. See? It gives you, you have that fight. That good fight. You know, you fight a good fight. See? Because we know everything has failed except Islam. Everything had failed. Everything had failed. In your life, everything had failed in your life until you accepted Islam. And when you accepted Islam, it got better. But everything else had failed. It was a failure. See? Let me read you something here from the sayings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Divine sayings. Allah is a real God, brothers and sisters, and he makes things manifest. Look what it says here. Let me get my other eyes. I want to be correct in reading this. Because, see, some of us is from Missouri. I say that's the show me state. You don't believe nothing. You got to show it. Nothing. But see, we have to start learning to believe because of what the message say, because it might be a time if you see it, that might be the end of you. It might be the end of you. Like, what's his name? Pharaoh. He saw it, but it was too late. Swallowed too much water. Now, see, this is what it says here. How do you know when is the day of judgment? This is the question the Holy Quran asks. The judgment, everything would tell the truth of itself. Everything would tell the truth of itself. We can't hide that. That's coming out. It might be in this year, might be tomorrow, might be next year, but it's coming out. And when it come out, will we be able to handle it? Will we, see, when we know it's in us, we have to submit to Allah. We have to submit our thoughts. If you're not submitting your thoughts and you got it still hung in you, you're not forgiven. No, you're not forgiven. This is nothing to play with. Every tub sits on its own bottom. Every one of us sits on our own bottom. We're going to be charged for what we do. I'm charged for what I do. You most certainly charged for what you do. And Allah going to reward you and I for what we do. Whether it's good or bad, you're going to get rewarded. See, these kind of things are very important, brothers and sisters, that we understand this. I just wanted to read that. Just that little thing, because Allah knows what is hidden in you and I. It's not a game. Your and my salvation depends on it. See? 417. So what is he trying to tell us? It might happen to you. It might happen to you. But after that 417, when he all went out, he didn't stop, did he? He know he had Allah with him. See? And he was successful. The death took him, he was successful. Although he's not here, he's successful. He's here with you and I. He's living with you and I, the believers. That's who he's living in. Because the believers are going to strive hard to implement his truth. They're going to strive hard to implement his truth. I don't care what the situation is. They all can walk out. They all can walk out. Don't make no difference. I'm not saying that to brag. You should feel the same. If you're a believer and they walk out, let them go. And then we'll see what's in their hearts. It'll be made manifest. But see, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, say, we ain't got time once you walk out that door. We got too many ahead of us. Now, that's you guarding the devil. Because this is what's happening. This is the days of manifestation of defects. The days of separation. Because what's in you and I is coming out. The truth going to be made known. This is the resurrection of the so-called American Negro. Not just the Negro, the resurrection of ourselves. It's what it means to be made known. To rising up, to made known what's in you and I, what's hidden in you and I. It's going to be made known. Not just talking about our lost found brothers. Talk about us in here. The believers. What's in us, it's going to be made known. It's going to be brought out. Poison always comes out in some form. Yeah, praise this be to Allah. So some poison come out, you got to get it out. If you don't, it's going to kill you. So we should pray Allah that all that poison come out of us. It comes out of us in what we eat, and pimples and whatever kind of thing, it comes out of us. If we deceitful, cunning, it comes out. And it gets you here. Because you know what? You do things that you wouldn't normally do. You think you're going up and you're going back. You're stubborn. You get stubborn. You know it all. See? And then a lot of times, it's hard to accept sometimes. Truth. Truth hurts the guilty. It hurts the guilty. If you're not guilty of a thing, you can hear it all day long. It don't bother you. You know, but some of them can shuck it, try to shuck it and play it off. But still, Allah knows. He's the one going to judge you and me. See? So you can talk about, you can say, you don't eat hog. You can talk about hog all day. Somebody talk about hog on you, you don't bother you, but you get the hog eater. That's who it get. See, it don't bother you and me when the truth is being taught out there. It gets the one who hiding the truth. It hurts them. It don't hurt you because you can talk about it all day. It don't bother you. See what I'm saying? Pray be to Allah. Pray to it. A lot of them shun it. Back in the day. Show you something. Back in the day, meeting going on, minister teaching up there. Look around, don't see nobody, go down to the bathroom. Go down to the bathroom and see who all down in the bathroom. Everybody getting up, going down the bathroom. Why they getting up, going down the bathroom? Because the seat is hot. Seat is hot. This is what this Islam, this is the truth, this Islam. You can't bear it. It ain't like that kind of stuff out there. No, this is God putting it on you. You can't take it. And then you squirm in your seat. And then you don't look at it rationally. You don't take time to think. It's just, oh, that's it. You shut it out. I've been there. I've been there. Go down there and see what's happening. Show you how truth is. Go down there, they're all in the bathroom. Standing in the bathroom. Go down, what you doing in the bathroom? You through, brother? Yes, we're going back upstairs. Why you coming down here to dodge some of that thigh? Going back upstairs. That's what it do. They went on back up there, sat down. Don't they know that fire purifies? If you sit there and you take, don't you know it's going to purify you, going to make you better? Pressure make diamonds. See? Fire helps you and me. It helps us to quote with what is right. That's what fire does. It helps you. It makes you better. Unless you let it destroy yourself. See? These kind of things. Islam is truth. And it's going to prevail. We're going to be the winner. And we are the winner. This is separation time. The wheat from the tare. The believers from the disbelievers. This is separation time. This is what's happening right now. If your husband caught up in it, that's on him. If your wife caught up in it, that's on her. You ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got nothing to do with why my wife believes. She ain't got nothing to do how I believe. Allah is the judge of it. That's the judge of it. I can't judge. I can't pray for her. I don't care how much I love her. I can't pray for her. You're on your own. And if you're wrong, that's you and Allah. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And if I'm wrong, you ain't got nothing to do with it. Allah gonna be the judge of it. See? These kind of things. I ain't no mediator. I don't know what you did. Tell me what you did. You know, I don't know what you did. That's you and Allah. You tell me that, okay, I believe you. Or whatever. I believe if I want to believe. I ain't got to believe you. See? Because I'm your husband, I ain't got to say you right. And she my wife, she ain't got to say I'm right because I'm your husband. Oh, that's the right thing to do. And it ain't the right thing to do and you wrong. It ain't no right thing to do. No, you wrong. You take that, baby, that's on you. That's you and Allah. I ain't got nothing to do with that. No, I ain't got nothing to do with that. See? Because he going to be fair. Allah going to be fair. I'm so happy and thankful to Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad to bless me to be a father of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because if it was not for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, no telling why I wouldn't be here today. I know that to be a fact. I wouldn't be here today. No, I wouldn't. And I thank him for his mercy. For blessing me. Forgiving me. The messenger said, oh, you know. You know. Because you don't feel the pain no more. The pain is gone. You don't feel it. Allah removes it when you're truthful. He removes it when you're truthful. The messenger said, oh, you'll know. And you will. You don't feel what? Guilty. He removes it. He's the true and he's the living God. And he has the power of all things. He knows our hearts. He knows what you hide and what I'm hiding. He know it. And he's going to bring you and give account into it. You're going to give account of it. You're going to give account of it. It might be next year. It might be tomorrow. Two days from now. But you're going to give account of it. See? These kind of things. Success does not depend on them. Man said he want a willing man. Not lip service. We had a whole lot of that. Whole lot of it. They get around and make you think you wrong. The film said that. Yeah, he told me that. Yeah, man, they make you think you wrong. You get to talking there and you go to double checking yourself. You ain't did a thing. See? These kind of things. I'm so thankful to Almighty God Allah that he's the judge of it. I know we're going to get fair. I know it's going to be fair. And I know the truth going to come out. And I know it's going to be fair because he's the judge of it. I don't care what nobody say. He know it. And that's the thing. He know it. He know it. I don't care what you say, what I say, what everybody say. Allah is the judge of it. He's the final judge of it. And he knows what is, what was, and what is ever going to be. He knows this. This is our God. So he protects us. He protects us, brothers and sisters, from this thing, from the hypocrite, from the disbeliever. He protects you and I. We're under his umbrella. He's not going to let nothing happen to you and me. It's that smart, crooked deceiver the messenger taught us to watch out for, who's always trying to put one over. And if you're not careful, he said, they burn tear you out. They take you right on out for being stupid. See? neglectful. Because whatever it is, if you want a sincere answer, take it to Allah. Take it to Allah if you want a sincere answer, or just keep playing. If you want a sincere answer, take it to the God. Say, oh Allah, please give me the answer. Please show me. I need to know. And do it sincere, He gonna show you. But if you're scared, that's something else. Scared of what's gonna happen, what you gonna find out, or what I'm gonna find out, we get scared of it. Truth is scary. Especially when it comes down to you and me. It's scary. Take it to the God. Say we believe in the God, take it to Allah. We want to answer, take it to the God. If we truly want to answer, take it to Master Farad Muhammad. And tell her, help me, Master Farad Muhammad. Help me to get out of this thing. Unclog my mind, my brain, with your power. You said you the God. The message said, put it on Him. But the message said, I put it on Allah, didn't He? If you want to know, ask the God. He'll give you an answer. What the message said, a sincere prayer of the Muslim will get you an answer. And if you believe it, you will get an answer. That's how it is. So it ain't no excuse. Ain't no excuse. Allah show you and me what's happening. He will. He raised the messenger. He taught us that the white man is the devil. That's what He taught us. See? This is a brotherhood, a sisterhood, a nation, a government of righteousness. The old world's going out, the new world coming in. We're going to have to be 100% obedient to Allah and His message. That's how it is. This fault-finding, backbiting, rebellious one, these, He said, you keep away. That's right. You keep away. How it go? You don't feel sorry for them, keep them away. Because they'll run you and run you out of the temple. Right. He said, get together, throw you out. No, it ain't going to happen. No. Master, they get up from your table, walk right on away. They did it to him. Get right on. Taught him, never did he do anything, brother said, he ain't did nothing to you. See? We have laws, rules, and regulations that we must abide by. The devil have laws, rules, and regulations they abide by. See, we have to do this, regardless of what it is. You know, the master say, oh, they gonna come in. Oh, they coming. They coming. This devil get through with them. They coming. We blessed. See? Look at the Mexicans. Our brother. How he did them. How he doing them right now. Look what they did us. At least they didn't take their parents out in the field and shoot them and kill them. They did put them in a detention center somewhere. What they do to our folk parents when they gave birth? What they did to our folk parents? The same white man, the same devil, took our folk parents out in the field, blowed their brains out, and took the baby from them. See? That's what they did. They lucky. Yeah. They would stack our folk parents on the ship 8 high, like sardines. Throw water on them to clean them up. When one died, they take them out and throw them overboard. That's how they ain't did them like that. We got the raw deal of the whole thing. Then they robbed us of the knowledge of ourselves, our God, our religion, our culture. And then what they did, they turn around and have us fighting and killing each other. That's what he do. And he's still doing the same thing today. But he's more sophisticated with it today. See? That's why you had these house niggas. See? Excuse me for the expression, that's just what they is. Yeah. House niggas. Handkerchief heads, stool pigeons, Uncle Toms. See? Comes in here and go back and tell the white man everything that goes on in here. These kind of things. But we're going to have some unity. We're going to have some strong believers. Yes. The message said they're going to come in here. Strong believers who love Allah. Who strive hard and work hard for Allah and the messenger. Oh, we're going to get them. We may see it and we may not. But they coming. Believe me when I tell you. See? So we can sit back, play games, and just go up with the wind, or go on and let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. Because you have some that's standing on the verge. Standing on the verge. Sit in the Holy Quran, you should read it. Put your should have got that thing for you. Some of them just standing on the verge. They waiting just waiting for any opportunity, any little thing. The Holy Quran said, then they're going to flee. Any little thing to just disrupt something. They go all out their way to disrupt things, know what they should be doing. They know the right way. They know how it goes. But they're so full of it, they flips it. They flips it. They're good at it. See? And then have you thinking something wrong with you. It ain't you. See? It's cunning. They cunning. That's what that is. And you get caught up in it. Believe me when I tell you, you get caught up in it, and you don't know, then you find out you're the victim. And then whatever, they step back and they look at you and let you take it. See? That's how they do. I know them. That's how they do. Yeah. How you know? It happened to me. I had a brother, I'm trying to tell us all something. I got off on the wrong foot. This was family. His brother. But his brother told me about his brother. How the wrongly I had been stepped off into. He tried to tell me, you're wrong, man, don't do that. I wouldn't listen. It took him, I stood out there from 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 12 o'clock at night on the side of the Quantiki at that time. I'm soldiering. I was a soldier. But I got caught up with his brother. I thought his brother was good. What I'm saying. Was using me though. He talked and talked and talked and talked. He was going in one ear, coming out the other. Because I done made my mind up. I don't hear nothing you say, man. Okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, okay. It went in one ear, out the other. Captain Jr., Roscoe Muhammad Jr. Talk to me. See what I'm saying? And there's one thing that he said that made me come around. Every time he say something, I throw a stumbling block up there. I didn't want to hear it. That's how we do. We throw things up we don't want to hear it. We got our mind made up. I don't want to hear that. But one thing he said that I thought, and right there, boom. I said, man. He said, you know what, man? He said he was tired of it. He wasn't going no more with me. He said, I'm going to tell you something. You can't tell me about my brother. I don't care what you say. You can't tell me about my brother. I lived with him. I slept with him. So you don't tell me about him. I know about him. You understand what I'm saying? You can't tell me about my brother. Yeah. That's right. Right there. Turn me around. I got understanding. Good understanding. See? Good understanding. I was too proud. That's the key right there. I was too proud, too silly to understand, to just accept the fact until he told me that. Just think now, if he wouldn't have told me that, no telling where I would have been. Because I had stopped soldiering. I stopped doing everything because of that. He turned me around, his brother. His blood brother turned me around in my way of thinking. And I got sidetracked. So I can tell you. Oh, you know Levi? Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, I know. That's right. I thank Allah who came to the person of Master Muhammad. I can share it with anybody who won't accept it. You won't accept it, that's good for you. You'll be all right. If you don't, well, I know where you're going. You're going to fall by the wayside. That's what they all do when our hearts harden. See? Your heart hardened. See? Because if you're right, and I'm right, it's going to be made known. It's going to be made known, brother. And I tell you, brother and sister, if you're wrong, you got a chance to repent and get this thing right, you're going to suffer real bad. Yes, sir, real bad. You know, I know how suffering is. No, you don't know. No, you don't know. You don't know how it is when you get up in the morning and you're grieving for something you should have been doing all the time and you didn't do it because of weakness. See? And when you go to bed, you be glad to go to bed. Yeah, I know. You don't know that. I know. I know what's going to happen to you. See? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. See? But Allah is merciful. We take that first step, he opened up the door. It's up to you. It's up to me. See? It should be full. Temple should be full. If not with lost found, like I say, with believers, you say you believe, you should be here. Why you not here? What's your reason? What's your excuse? Why they not here? If they want to get here, they can be here. That's what the messenger said. That's what he said. If we can go anywhere we want to go. Anywhere we want to go. We can go. We in the lost found world. If a cabaret was 20 miles, snow 2 feet deep, you want to go there, there's some action there, you going to get there. I don't care what bus it is, what friend, you going to make sure you get there to what? The boogie. So this is what's happening. But that's okay. Can I all stay away? Whatever excuse, that's okay. That ain't gonna stop this from rolling. I remember we didn't have nobody. Nobody. I learned the message, but he knew our hearts. That's what's happening. That's the thing. He knew our hearts. He knew our hearts. We were trying to be right. We were trying to get the messenger's teachings out. He knew our heart, and we still doing it. We still trying. We're going to continue to do it as long as Allah is with us, whether they with us or not. That's how it's going to be. Whether they with us or not. They ain't got to never get a paper. Whether or not they ain't never got to get it. President say, give them away. Don't throw them away. God give every one of them away. They ain't got to, we got to beg nobody to get no paper. You got to beg nobody to do nothing here they don't want to do. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You want to leave, leave. That's right. That's how that go, man. That's how that go, brothers and sisters. That's how it is. Listen. If a person can't obey the laws, rules, and regulations, it's best for him to leave. It's best for him to leave. That's right. If you can't obey the law, rules, and regulations, leave. It's best for you. Do the thing best for you, because we're going to do the thing best for us. And when you leave, somebody sends it, Allah sends somebody, 3, 4 of them in here, way better than you. And me. That's how this goes here. Allah ain't no spook. He knows our hearts. He knows the believers. And he knows the checkers and the duckers. He know it. So be real. That's how it going, man. That's how it is. Something. See, confidence. Confidence is gained through prayer. How many prayers did we say this week? How many prayers did we say this week? Did we get up in the morning? Did we get up this morning before sunrise and say our prayer? Did we do that? Did we say our 5 prayers yesterday? How many prayers did we say? These kind of things. All this foolishness. See? Foolishness. Time consuming, wasting. See? The message said, go after the dead. That's right. After the dead. So in other words, if there ain't nobody here, the brother said, it's not what's always out in front of you. We're not trying to see no crowd. It's the lost found. It's the dead. The same brother and sister like you when you were dead. The message came after you and I. Allah came 9,000 miles to seeking to save that which was lost. He found only one from among you and I. One, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's the only one who was responsible for the delivery of the message. Messenger of Allah, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And he taught us the restricted law is our success. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it's boiling down to. That's exactly what it's boiling down to. See? We either going to be with it or we not. If I don't want to be with you, I'm going to tell you, man, I don't want to be with you. I'm not going to lollipop with you. Because you're not with me, no way. You with Allah and the message. That's who I'm with. That's who I'm with. Exactly who I'm with. So it don't make no difference to me. You know, it really don't. They can go, they can leave. I'm not saying to be big-headed about it. They can go, they can leave, they can come. They don't have to come. We going out the dead anyway. If I stand up here, ain't nobody out there. I'm talking to the lost found. I visit 1,000 out there. Don't make no difference to me. Crowd, they don't have to be. See, it don't have to be nobody. I'm talking to the lost found. See, that's who we should be talking to and talking about. The lost found, the dead. See, if I tell you, I love for my black brother and sister what I love for myself. That's what we got away from that. We got away from that. See, I'm not perfect, you ain't either.
That's right.
I'm not perfect and you ain't either.
Remember that.
That's right. I'm not perfect and you ain't either. That's how that goes. So don't try to put so pressure like you so right or like you so caring. You gotta impress me. You gotta impress me. I know better. See, don't try to impress me because I'm not trying to impress you. See, these are the kind of things we have to wake up, see, because we're being tried. Look at Noah. His wife and son. Look a lot. That tells you and I something. His wife. Abraham, with his disbelieving father. David, all of them was tried with their loved ones. Look at the messenger, his whole family deviated and turned on him. Own grandson wanted to kill him, side with the enemies to kill him. The ones that he loved, his own blood brother, Khalil, sided with the enemy. He made him the captain over all, the supreme captain. That still wasn't good enough. That's a sign for you and I. His family, your family going through too. You're going to go through it too. Don't care if your wife or your husband, you're going to go through it too, sooner or later. You're going to see who you stand with, how firm your feet is, if it's with truth or with falsehood. That's what it's going to stand. It's going to stand. And I tell you, it's going to come out. And I pray all out her to come out. It's going to come out. It's definitely going to come out. And it's going to uproot all this confusion. Some people just want to take things, just take it, keep it, just don't let it go. Just take it, just drive with it. They got a driving force, just drive with it. They give them the excuse to do what they want to do, they just drive with it. See, no, it ain't gonna happen like that, man. Because I took mine out of law. Came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I know I'm getting some justice there. I know I got some. How you know? Because I feel like I got some. I feel, let the master say, he's all the time. Maybe not like that, but I feel though I got justice and he forgave me. I feel that way. See? These kind of things. And if I'm wrong, you'll see. And if you're wrong, we're going to see. That's the bottom line. See? Because we got in my conclusion. This is the brotherhood of Islam under the guidance and leadership of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And this is how, with the help of Allah, we're going to function. I don't mean sound like I'm big-headed. I'm just saying facts. See? Because those who want to be here are going to be here. Those who don't, not going to be here. And that's the way it should be. Don't play no games. If I don't want to be with you, I'm gone. Stack. End it. See? These kind of things. But make sure you're right. Make sure you're right. Because if you're not, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer. You're not right. You think I'm playing? If we not right, we're going to suffer. Because we're part of that. See? A conspiracy. See? Standing on the verge. Anything to happen. Down here. When one go, Allah sent two. It happens all the time. All the time it happens. When 3 or 4 go, he sent 10. He's like that. That's justice. And he's a merciful God. I thank him so much for his mercy because I sure wouldn't have got none from nobody else. It strung me up. Allah's merciful. See, He's merciful. He knows. He knows the heart. He knows the intent. He knows the perpetrator. He knows everything. He know it. See? So we should be thankful that we got a just God on our side and had a messenger to teach and guide us, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah.
Brothers and sisters, we ask prayer. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful. So, Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live, the alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path of those upon whom thou spell thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness, none is there to be served, worship, or praise, besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Ameen. Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done it to ourselves and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.